Hey everyone, how are you? Hope you're all alright. We're just waiting for a few more people to join. We've had to move our live stream that was due to be on Facebook Live today over to Instagram. Unfortunately, our guest had some difficulties with joining the Facebook live stream, so we're going to do it here instead. Thanks obviously everyone for your patience. I don't think Facebook Live likes me very much, so I think for the foreseeable I'll be doing live streams on Instagram Live only and uploading some pre-recorded interviews, which I'm going to be doing more of anyway, to both Facebook and Instagram. That's all right. These things happen. We just move on, don't we? Really looking forward, in any event, though, to having a chat to Charity. She is an upcoming singer-songwriter from Stamford, which isn't too far away from Nottingham. She and her dad are very kind of... They're very independent, very talented self-taught musicians, and I believe Charity herself has had as much influence from the greats, so Carole King, Fleetwood Mac, I think, and some more contemporary artists like Daughter. Really looking forward to having a chat. Let's see if we get her on, shall we? Right, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Charity. Wait for it. Wait for it.
Hello.
Hi.
Made it.
Yeah. I'm sorry about that. Are you all right?
Yes, I'm good. I was trying to change my profiles, but we made it in the end. That's all that matters.
Yeah, true.
Yes, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad otherwise. It was chucking it down with rain earlier.
Grim here
really
as well.
kind of hard to know when to just kind of go out and do a food shopping like that. Because it's all like, you take one look outside and you go, nope, I am.
Yeah. Been caught in it a couple of times. It's been lovely.
Yeah, I bet. So for the people that aren't familiar, tell us a bit about yourself. I hope I gave an alright intro that did you justice.
Yeah, so I am a singer-songwriter. I've just moved to Nottingham, so I'm new to this Nottingham scene. Yeah, I've got 2 singles out and an EP. So I'm kind of starting out and finding my feet and finding my sound and stuff like that.
Fair enough.
But yeah, I think it's kind of like alternative poppy folk or whatever, really, whatever comes to mind. I'm kind of whatever, not really genre specific, which I hope is good. But yeah, like you say, lots of old influences, like proper Bob Dylan, Carole King, those kind of folk artists, and then more recent ones like Lucy Rose and Billy Martin and stuff, which are more like alternative / pop and stuff like that. But yeah, that's me.
Very good. And how did you get your start? What was the kind of starting point for you?
Well, I remember my mum and my dad got me a guitar for my birthday. I think all my family chipped in a bit and got me a guitar, because I was learning on my dad's proper 20-year-old one, and it was like grating my fingers to the bone. But yeah, and I started learning some really basic chords and basic songs and stuff, and then someone we knew from church from ages ago was doing like an acoustic cafe sort of thing. And nice. Really small thing, really friendly. And we just went along, and I enjoyed it. I didn't end in floods and tears on the stage. It didn't go horribly wrong, didn't fall over. I basically went there and built up confidence and stuff. And then I started doing other gigs in little cafes and bars around Stamford, and then slowly entering the bigger scene in Nottingham recently.
Great. How have you found it kind of moving into that scene? Has it been much what you expected, or have there been big key differences? Or
yeah, it's been great. There's so many opportunities here. That's kind of why I moved here. And there's just, even if it's just, there's so many open mics where you meet so many people, and I think that's half of it, is who you know, and it's who you get to share your things and who you're pals with and to collaborate with and stuff. But there's so much good music in Nottingham, it's mad. But yeah, I'm kind of slowly finding all the artists in Nottingham and learning how they do it and who they're talking to and where they're gigging and stuff. Yeah, obviously I couldn't go. I was kind of getting ready to go to gigs and I was like, oh no, I can't do anything.
Yeah.
So hopefully I can I did lots of live stream gigs for venues.
Yeah.
So hopefully I can get my foot in the door and get some actual gigs with them soon.
Yeah, that's a good point actually. It's probably going to be a lot of that happening, especially when kind of outdoor spaces open up and stuff.
Exactly.
So, yeah, it's a good shout. What keeps it fun for you? What's the kind of thing that keeps things alive and kicking, I guess?
I guess it's change. Recently it's been change. Because I didn't, like, my songwriting properly started when I moved to Nottingham. Like, I write a lot more than I used to now, but I think it's just, you need something different. Like, I've lived in Stamford my whole life and I needed something else, some new experiences and new people, new places. And that's a lot. Like, at the moment I'm having a lot of change. Like, I'm moving house at the moment and I moved my jobs and stuff, and I think that's what inspires people. It's, you've got to experience it to be able to write about it, I think.
For sure, yeah.
So yeah, that's what's been inspiring it at the moment.
Yeah. So you found basically after all that change, like, it just sort of came out in a flood and you had to be like, quick voice notes, quick pad and paper.
Yeah, definitely.
Write everything.
Definitely, because I was just like, there was just so many different emotions. I was so stressed, I was so excited, I was scared.
For sure, yeah.
So there's so much to write about because I was feeling everything, and yeah, it was a good let out.
Cool. And you mentioned that it's kind of been a little bit in your family as well, and just kind of growing up around that. Would it be fair to say that you grew up in in a really musical household where there was lots of music all the time?
Yeah, I don't think my dad's ever in a house or in a room that hasn't got music on. Which it's quite funny because my mum, she just loves silence. She's, oh God, it's so loud all the time. Because just wherever he is, there's always something on. But that's what I love, because I listen to so much new music with him that I'd never heard of before.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
And yeah, definitely Dad has been a real help. He's my pianist as well, and he helps me with, I would like come to him with a chord and I'm like, I don't know what to do next, and he comes to the studio with me. So yeah, he's been a big help with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't want to chuck you the deep end right away, but you're up for performing something?
Yeah, of course.
Awesome. Okay.
That's what I do.
Excellent. Excellent. Tell us a bit about this track.
So I thought I'd start off with my most recent single, which is called Fall. It's quite different acoustically. So the recorded version has lots of like piano and like toy piano and clapping and whistling and stuff. But the acoustic version is quite pretty, just a bit different. But yeah, this is Fall. You know I struggle sometimes, find myself rolling into your eyes. How can I find something new when it's always gonna be you? 'Cause I'm not such a fool, not playing by your rules, no. I'm just holding back the strength you think I have. Same old chords, the same old song. It's hard to know if you're going wrong. Twisted hearts and crumbling minds. yet has never left my side. 'Cause I'm not such a fool, not playing by your rules. No, I'm just holding back the strength you think I know I can't go on, but it feels like I'm losing the sun. I know I can't go on, but it feels like I'm losing the sun. 'Cause I'm not such a fool, not playing by your rules. No, I'm just holding back the strength you think I lack. 'Cause I'm not such a fool.
Awesome! Woo-hoo!
Yeah.
I normally have a big sign I hold up saying applause. I can't find it at the moment, but that's normally my deal. That was lovely. I really enjoyed that. I did have a little listen to the studio version as well before this, and it's markedly different, and both work really well. So
yeah, it's a nice little song. It's very versatile. It's nice.
Yeah, it's a hallmark of a good song. That. How did you learn to write songs in the first place?
Oh God, I have no idea. I don't know how to write a song. It just kind of
Happens.
spills out. I just sit down, I decide I want to write something, and I'll just play a few chords and muck around, because most of the songs I'm like, yeah, it's this thing, and I actually know what chord it is because I've just made it up. So yeah, and then I normally just loop the chords and then just sing. I don't think about what I want to sing about, I just sing. And then my subconscious tells me what I want to sing about. Turn it into a song. But yeah, it's very natural and just whatever takes my fancy, really.
Cool. So would you say music comes first rather than lyrics? Because I know there's some people that kind of come to it either they started out with poetry and now they write.
Yeah, I always just talk to my dad about it. I was like, what? I don't know what to do first. I don't know, do you write all the chords first? But I find it kind of comes at the same time.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
But if someone, I don't know, like I find making lyrics to music really easy. I find that's the easiest part for me. That comes more naturally, just because I'm a better singer than I am a guitarist. So
I feel like that about piano.
Yeah. So just finding interesting chords I find it quite difficult. So yeah, I think they come at the same time, but depends.
Yeah, fair enough. Do you like to kind of? We were talking a little bit at the beginning about change and how it inspires you to create. Have you found that kind of thing before, where changes have jump started your creativity in some way, or do you kind of, on the flip side, get inspiration that comes to you when you're doing just the washing up, for instance?
Yeah, I get inspiration at work all the time. When I just feel like standing there, like pulling some chicken or like making a pizza or something, I'm like, oh, yeah. Good idea. Then I'm at work and I can't record it. It's so frustrating. But yeah, I guess the most substantial influence at the moment has been the change. But now
Sure.
it's kind of, I'm getting a bit more settled. It's more of just how I'm feeling at the moment. I find it quite hard to write about things that I don't like. I always want to sit down and want to write like a kind of like a proper folk song and about this man went into a room and did that and that, but I don't know, that's not how my brain works.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's all
I
right. Fine.
normally write about emotions and how I'm feeling, but that is
Mm.
very changeable, so there's lots to write about.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just
Yeah.
yeah. That's wicked. Um, is there a particular routine that you have that's ideal to you to create in, or because I know that ideas kind of completely come to you as well, and that's totally fine. I think there's no kind of right or wrong answer with doing this. I was just curious to kind of know if you had one really.
Um, well, I found it's like during lockdown where I didn't have anything to do,
Mm.
perfect because I didn't have anything else to think about.
Yeah.
Like I could worry about things, but I didn't know what was going to happen, so there's no point. So
Fair.
yeah, I did find that quite good for writing because like now I'm finding it harder just because I've got to like do my laundry and do some washing up and go to work and stuff.
Yeah.
It's just more distractions, I guess, and that
Yeah. Sure.
it does provide inspiration, but also distracts because I'm just like, oh, I'm just tired. I just want to watch some
Yeah.
or something. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of it is very changeable. It doesn't particularly have a routine at all.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
You mentioned a little bit as well about kind of moving to Nottingham and getting to network with all these wicked new musicians and stuff. Um, how do you feel? What do you feel are kind of necessary personality traits for people that you work with? I guess you've got to get on with them. That's a baseline.
Yeah.
But I just
Yeah.
wanted to the others.
Well, the people who I've worked with at the moment are basically just my mates. I'm very,
Right?
very lucky to have lots of talented friends. Like
Mm,
my friends, one of my friends does graphic design at uni, one does like art and videography.
yeah.
So that's very helpful.
Yeah. See music videos coming. Awesome.
Yeah. But yeah,
They're
I
good though.
guess it is just someone who knows you. Like the where we go to record music, we have a producer as well who kind of runs the studio and does engineering and stuff as well.
All
Um,
right.
and he's ages away, but we found him and we don't want to go anywhere else because he just gets us. Like
Great.
I walk in,
That's
I'm
the
like,
best.
yeah, I'm like, I know, I want this kind of sound that kind of sounds like this, and
Mm.
he's like, yeah, sure, got it.
And you
Um,
know it.
yeah, and like
Yeah.
even he'll have ideas, and I'll be like, oh, that's great. I wouldn't have thought of that before.
Mm.
But then I also need someone like when I'm recording, he's like, oh, that's a bit flat. Do it again,
Mm.
because you can't. No, there's no point working with people who tell you you're great all the time because it will never work. And
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
yeah, thankfully, some of my friends are quite blunt. They're just like, well, no, Chatsy, that's a bad idea. I'm like, okay, yeah, that is better, thank you. So
Good.
that's one of the good things about it is just
Mm.
they know more about graphic design and video making than I do. So people who I can trust, I guess.
Yeah. Fair enough. Um, what would what would kind of put you off working with someone? What sort of things? I guess them not being trustworthy is one.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of what they want to make with the music, what
Yeah.
they're for, I guess,
Mm.
because obviously I want to be able to make music for a living, but when I'm in the studio, I'm just there because I'm having fun and I want to be there and I
Yeah.
like music. And I
It's
guess
yeah, it's the best.
yeah, and I guess
It's
that
so right.
what's really important is just people that you can have fun with that don't they take it like seriously enough that they get stuff done,
Yeah.
but have fun with because otherwise there's no fun. That's the whole point of making music.
Yeah, yeah. And the hours, minutes, seconds just drag
Exactly.
and yeah.
Yeah.
It just ends
That's
up
why.
being awkward for all.
Yeah.
Um, and have you ever put on an event?
I don't think I have. Have I? I don't think I have. Not that I know of. I haven't
Sorry?
put one on. I've been part of lots, but I don't think I've put one on. I've put on like I've like done gigs and stuff, if that's what you mean. Like I've set up gigs and stuff. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, fair dues. Yeah, yeah, the gigs
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. Well, in as a place I used to work in a bar in Stamford. That's
Mm.
the kind of place I'd be like, okay, can I have this night off and can I also have a gig? And they'd be like, yeah, sure. And then I could just have
Right?
down there and sell some tickets and stuff.
Mm.
But yeah, I guess I have then kind of. But I'm learning in this industry you have to be a bit cheeky.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Like I don't like doing, but I'm like, but otherwise though you just get lost
Mm.
in the sea of people asking. So you just have to be a bit
Like,
cheeky.
me first, me first, me first,
Yeah,
me first.
yeah, exactly. But in a nice way, so it's fine.
Mm. Hi, me
Yeah.
first. um, what challenges do you think there are in our industry?
Oh, so many. There's lots of us. There's just
Mm.
so many of us, and they're
Yeah,
all really,
we got someone just there. Yeah.
yeah. I follow lots and lots of musicians on social media and stuff, and they're all putting out
Mm.
so much great music, and it's
Yeah.
almost listen to it and you're like, oh my god, how do they do that?
Mm.
But then I listen back to myself. I'm like, okay, no, it's good. It's just different, and you have to
Yeah.
learn. Like, yeah, they're really good, but you're not them.
Mm.
So yeah,
Very wise.
learning to not try and compare myself to Taylor Swift's new album because I'm not Taylor Swift. Yeah.
Yeah, and she's probably got like a crazy production team behind her. They're just loads and loads of people, and
Yes.
yeah, it's
It's
more than just her. um, what's been the best gig you've ever done, and why?
I think there was one in the Cellar Bar again, in that one in Stamford that I used to work.
Yeah.
Because I'd done a couple of ones there, so I was quite comfortable.
Mm.
And quite a small one. Like I'd done two, and the second one, we kind of looked around, like, oh god, there's like 10 people here, and I
Yeah.
thought it would be really awkward and really bad.
Mm.
But like by the end, I was like dancing on stage. People were like, "Yeah, there more,
Awesome.
yeah." And it's just like I used to feel so awkward on stage. I had no idea what I was doing, and
I was the same.
that was like one night I was like, yes, okay, come on, Charity, just free up a bit, have a bit of fun, and don't
Mm.
look so awkward. And I did, and it was so much better.
Mm.
So yeah, that was a really fun night.
Wicked.
Yeah.
Fab. Um, what's the best gig you've ever been to, and why?
Oh, so many. Oh, I have been to one in Nottingham in, I think it was Rescue Rooms.
Mm.
Band called Greta Van Fleet. They're quite
Okay.
they're kind of like a modern day Led Zeppelin kind of vibe.
Sold.
They're
Sold
very,
to the
very,
lady in black.
they're very Led Zeppelin. But it was like an off the cuff. Like my boyfriend was already going, and then he was like, "Oh, if you finish work early, we can get this last minute ticket."
Okay.
And I did, and like I just finished work. We ran there, managed to get a good standing places, and they just came on, and I was like, I was like, "Oh my god, it was
Fair play.
so good." It was just like all the musicians, they were just, oh, it was just insane. It was just really, really good. Everyone should look them up. They're amazing.
Definitely. I think that will. I'll definitely be looking them after that.
Yeah.
Do you think music critique is useful, and why?
Yes, definitely. I
Mm.
need it. It's you can write a song and think it's amazing, and then people are like, not your best. I'm like, oh, okay, no. And then you listen to it back and you're like, oh yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
But definitely, I think lots of my songs start completely different to how they end, and that's because I work with Dad and I work with the producer and the musicians that are there as well.
Yeah.
And that's what makes a song, because
Mm.
there are people who do it, but there are very few songs that are put out just with one person's input.
Yeah.
And that's what you need, because if it was just one person, it wouldn't be right. It's like when we're watching Bohemian Rhapsody, and then it's like Freddie Mercury goes off and does his solo album, and they're like, oh, why was it so bad? It's like, because they did what I wanted them to ask them to. They didn't like go off and do their own musical thing. And
Yeah.
that's why it's good, because you get different ideas, and that's what you need. You can't do it all by yourself, otherwise you just get too
True. Yeah. No person's an island, and yeah, you're right. What outside of music inspires you?
Um, I guess people. I write a bit about people.
Yeah.
Kind of people in my life that have had an impact, and
Hmm.
I don't know. I feel I need to tell them about it and let them know, which I think is a really nice thing because I'm not. I've gotten a lot better, but I used to not be very good with, telling you how I feel and stuff like that. So
Sure.
this writing has helped because I'm like, okay, this is it, but it's in a song, and I'm gonna go hide away now.
Mm.
But yeah, I think definitely people, because that's kind of what's really important, isn't it? Like that's
Yeah.
what binds us all, and yeah, definitely, I think that's it.
Fair enough. Fair play.
Yeah.
How do you interact with your fans and those who appreciate the work you do? I know that there's social media to some extent. I'm just kind of curious how that works for you.
Yeah, well, I love it because I don't get very many. Don't get like it's really nice when people comment and they're like, "Oh, it's just nice." I'm like, "Oh, thank you,"
Yeah.
because it's just a completely different thing to just like a like. But yeah, it's nice when you go to a gig, when you play a gig, and someone comes up after and says, "Oh, that was really good." Like
Yeah.
that gig that was really good at the Cellar Bar. Some guy we met another guy, and then he messaged us afterwards, and he was like, "Oh, I wrote this song. I was inspired to write this song when I was at that gig." And I was like, "Oh, nice.
Awesome.
That's what,
That's really nice.
yeah, that's what live
That's
music is about."
yeah,
So
absolutely.
yeah, I think that it's just getting to know people and seeing how. I just like talking about music. I could talk about music for days, so
Mm,
that's a very easy way to interact with fans.
fair enough. Fair enough. Definitely. Are you up for playing another one for us?
Yeah.
Awesome.
What shall I play this time? I think I might play my first single, which is called
Great.
Here, and this version is also very, very different to the studio version.
Cool. That's what we like.
Without
We like
all the like pad and loop drums and stuff. But yeah, it's called Here.
nice
This,
one.
this is the first song I ever wrote, so
Whoa. Okay. Charity Stow, everybody.
this is why it's a 2-chord song. Let go of me. You know it ain't that easy. One day I stepped across the line, just to see what I could find. I was lost, I couldn't see. It started to fog my memory. I couldn't find it here. I couldn't find it here. I couldn't find it there. I couldn't find it here. 1,000 times I walked away. Every one of them I wish that I had stayed. You look so great from far away, but up close you're just another day. I couldn't find it there. I didn't find it here. I couldn't find it there. I didn't find it here. 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 I didn't find it here. I was lost, I couldn't see. Started to fog my memory. I was lost, I couldn't see. Started to fog my memory. I couldn't see. Oh, my I couldn't find it there. I didn't find it here. Yeah. Yeah.
Charity Stow, everybody. That was awesome.
Thanks.
Quite all right. I'm going to ask you a few questions about kind of our current times and most recent history of us all being stuck in our house. Through, obviously, over the past few weeks, we've all had to master lots of different streaming technology very, very quickly, myself included. Tell me a little bit about some of the benefits you found some of that, because I've noticed in some of your socials that you'd done sort of live stream gigs for Belgian audiences, for instance. And
yeah. Yeah.
That's pretty wicked, no?
Yeah, it was one Saturday. I was in Scotland, but I was live streaming to Australia and Belgium the same day.
Very good.
But yeah,
how did that come about?
Well, I spent a lot of lockdown just messaging people going, hey, can I try to do a little live stream, seeing that they were doing like a series. Both of them were doing like a series of live streams with different musicians and stuff. And it's just such a good way to get in contact with people. Like I've been, like you yourself as well, I've been in contact with people I've never met before.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and it's really good just to like hear of new people. There's so many new musicians that I know now thanks to all the live streaming. But yes, it was quite a steep learning curve. And luckily, again, my dad is quite good at all of that stuff. So he helped me a lot. So he was my sound engineer for all of those gigs. So yeah, I bought a little microphone and some leads, and I've got a DI box and a little keyboard now and stuff.
Cool.
So yeah, I'm just about set up now, but it was quite a lot at the start. I was, oh no, we don't know what we're doing. We need to properly sit down and take some time to learn how to do it properly, because it's actually really hard to do it properly.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I'm kind of looking into sort of tech and other things that I can do to improve my setup as well.
Yeah.
You kind of see the stakes sort of raise a little bit, and I think it's kind of natural. I think people are always it's going to be a byproduct of people wanting to improve what they do, and with this I don't think it's going to be any exception. How did you find lockdown? Did you kind of feel like it was a productive time, just kind of like, oh yeah, I've got all this extra time, let's go?
It was. At the start I was like, right, I wrote like what I was going to do every day. I had a list of stuff that I needed to do. And about like a month or two in, I was like, I've done it all. I was like, all the stuff that I knew that I needed to do, but I just had put off, like I need to set up like a newsletter and do my YouTube page and stuff like that. And then I'd done it, and then it's just maintaining it. So I was very productive for like 3/4 of it, and then I kind of just went off. I was like, I'm just not going to do anything now. I'm going to do the bare minimum. Even now, like I'm working, but I'm barely working at the moment, and so I still have loads of time. And it's really nice to have this time to reflect and to create and stuff, because I know I'm never going to get this time again, really.
Definitely, yeah.
Trying to capitalize on it and do as much as I can. I think I have done a lot, and I'm kind of like, hey, it's all right, Charity, you have done stuff. You can have, like, don't be so hard on yourself, because everyone's doing so much. It's hard to kind of see yourself in the grand scheme of things. But yeah, I have found it very productive, because I just had so much time.
Fair enough. With all the kind of increased tech use with Zoom and things like that, have you found it's kind of benefited even being able to catch up with musicians remotely?
Yeah, definitely. I've been doing quite a lot of like covers. So like someone will do a guitar track and send me over on GarageBand, and then I'll record onto that. I found that really cool, because you can actually create music and then put a video, and it's like you're playing live together and stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
I've really enjoyed that. I think that's been one of the main things, because it's just nice, because it's something different. It's not just you, it's a collaboration as well, but it's yeah, you can put loads of effects and you can make it into a proper track. And I think everyone's been doing it, but they they work well. So if it's not broke.
Fair enough. What do you miss about gigging and what don't you miss about gigging?
I miss the feeling after gigging. I feel like that went well. What I don't miss about gigging is like setting up and getting by, and then realizing that we don't actually have an amp for this electric guitar or something, or what?
Being like, right,
yeah.
How can I execute this fan beat in 45 minutes? Let's go.
Yeah, I've turned at least 2 gigs, and they'd be like, "What, you need an amp for an electric guitar?" I was like, "Yes." So that's been fun. That's what, I don't miss that. I don't miss the stress of that. But it's all part of the fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you can't have that without the feeling afterwards. And I don't know, I just like,
makes it better, probably.
Yeah, I just like singing live, and me and my dad were saying, like, when we're doing those live stream gigs, we're like, oh, okay, oh, we don't have to pack up, we don't have to drive home, we don't have to, you know,
it's brilliant.
Get home at 1 a.m. and spend all your money that you earned on petrol. You just have to go downstairs and get a drink. It's great.
Done. I guess at the moment there've been some concerns about kind of small gig venues being able to stay afloat, and it's, I imagine, very welcome now that there's more financial support going there. What sort of things have you found from kind of gigging in small venues that have been quite special to you? Have you been able to find quite intimate audiences? How's that been?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I've only really done quite small gigs. I think that's been like, what, 50 people. But yeah, it's just, I like the atmosphere of it. That's what I miss as well. Small venues have got something different. I'd much rather go see someone in a 100-seater than a stadium.
Same. You can see them for one. Otherwise you're just looking at the screen.
Yeah, music is just like such a personal thing that I prefer smaller venues, and I really hope that they've stayed afloat as much as they can. It's very testing time, but a lot of the venues in Nottingham have got like beer gardens, and they're doing live music there as well now. So hopefully they'll still be there.
Yeah, that is good, and it seems like they're surfacing in Birmingham as well. These kind of like outside gigs, and I think it's welcome. I think a lot of my mates who are musicians who've started doing it again have just been like, "Where has this been all my 4 months?"
Yeah.
Will anything you're learning now influence how you operate in the future?
Pardon, sorry.
Will anything that you've learned in the kind of past few months now influence how you operate in the future? You think you'll be doing more live streams, for instance?
Yeah, definitely. I think I'm really bad at motivating myself. That's why I do so many with other people, because then I can't not do it. So I'm like, no, it's committed to do it. But yeah, live streams have definitely still going to do. But yeah, it's just, I think these 4 months have really shown me the importance of certain things I didn't even think about, like all the sound quality and stuff. I didn't think about, and now I'm like, oh yes, I can tell if someone's done this with their sound, and I know what's good, and I kind of just about know how to do it. Yeah, that's what I've been learning. I'm definitely going to take that with me, because that's cool. A very useful skill as a musician, because I just turn up and I go, what, I don't know, I just sing. But it can kind of help a little bit.
I'm starting to kind of learn a bit more of the same as well, and it gets quite fun once you kind of know how to do it, and you kind of got something in your toolkit then that you can just whip out whenever.
Exactly.
So it's super useful. Has there been any new skill that you've wanted to learn over lockdown and even now?
Yes. Oh, I need to learn Ableton Live.
Oh my God, yes. I really same.
But every time I look at it, I just go, I can't do it. Every time I'm like, what? I don't know what's going on.
Is it because it's such a feast for the eyes and there's so many options it's hard
Yeah,
to know where to start?
it's mad. My dad's been learning it as well, and he's like, he's literally like, I've watched every single tutorial video that is, and he still doesn't know like half of it. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I need to learn it because that would be so useful for gigs. Because now I've done it with all the tracks and stuff, it kind of feels quiet with just a guitar. So I want to be
Yeah.
able to put drum tracks and loops and stuff. But
Yes, it.
it's so hard.
You might be able to kind of set it up as a sampler as well. I guess, do you have kind of like some sort of Apple device like an iPhone or an iPad? Because
Yeah.
there's an Akai sampler app that's kind of like a drum machine and it's sort of in a 4x4 pack grid
Hmm.
and you can load lots of different samples into it and then you kind of just trigger it in real time by pressing it down on the squares.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I think
So
I've on my little keyboard they've got like a drum patch bit, which
yeah,
is very useful.
that's cool.
Yeah, I mean I can make the sounds, I just don't know how else to use it. Yeah,
Oh, well, let me know how you get on Ableton Live.
yeah.
Like, I
In
could
about
probably
5 years I will.
can't.
Yeah.
um, we're shortly at a point, unfortunately, where we're gonna have to start wrapping things up. But it's been wonderful talking to you, and
Thank you for having me.
pleasure kind of hearing you perform. Um, and also just really appreciating your positivity. I think it's great. Don't stop it.
Crying.
I'm going to ask you a few kind of quick fire questions just to wrap things up, if that's all right. If you could be any musician for a day, who and why?
I would be David Gilmour because
Ooh,
why
yeah,
not?
why not? Indeed. um, Give me your fantasy band lineup.
Oh, it would probably be Santana because we were meant to see them in February.
Yeah.
Uh,
Ooh.
Santana, and then it would be like an old like the proper like an old Pink Floyd all back together again, as if that would ever happen. But you know.
Yeah. Nice.
And then I'd really like to see Imagine Dragons live. I've seen them
Mm,
like on the TV live at Glastonbury, and they look really good. Uh,
yeah.
yeah, that'd be my three.
Cool. A song you wouldn't mind hearing in the next hour.
Um, This Is the End by Phoebe Bridgers.
Mm.
I saw like her promo for the video, and I was just like, oh, I forgot how good that song was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to listen to that again soon.
Fair enough. A song you have no wish to hear ever again with any luck.
Oh God. Oh, I don't know. Something they always play at the clubs and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, oh, what's it called? Somebody once told me the what is that called? Smash.
Oh, All Star, is it?
All Star. That song. Every time everyone's like, yeah, I'm like, oh my God, no, not again. Like, ow.
Break time.
Yeah.
Fair play. A song you want playing at your next birthday.
Um, some like upbeat Billie Eilish song.
Mm,
Like, I can't think of one, but something off When We All Fall Asleep. Where Do We Go? Something like that.
yeah,
I think that's a good song to party to. Everyone
yeah.
knows it. Everyone can get down to it.
Fair play. Um, you're in a club. The music sucks, and you want to go home. They've played wall to wall All Star all night.
Yeah.
What song could the DJ come to his senses and play that would make you stay a little bit longer?
Well, something that they would never even consider playing, probably. Like, I'd be like, oh yeah, play this like 15-minute Bob Dylan track that he just released. Play that. Yeah. Like something, just something interesting.
Mm,
Because I don't listen to any of this club music, and I come in, I'm like, I just go home and put my music on.
fine. Fair enough.
Something like that.
Cool. What song would you consider to be autobiographical?
Um, ooh, definitely something off Taylor's new album, like Car
Cool.
something
Yeah.
about that, because it's kind of lots of love songs and how she's feeling and stuff. But I think that whole album is autobiographical as well, just for this time. I think.
Nice.
Who
I
knows?
need to have a listen to that because it just came out. Did it just come out last Friday? I think it
I think it
did.
was like a couple of days ago.
Ah, okay.
So good. It's so good.
Yeah, that's cool. And lastly, if you could dedicate a song to a friend right now, what would the song be and why?
Ooh. um, it would have to be uh, a song by Santana.
Cool.
To my well, it's my boyfriend, but Jay, he's also my
Mm,
friend. Same thing.
yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Let's find a boyfriend.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's called like Samba Party, I think.
Mm,
It's just like one of those songs you put it on, and you're like, oh yes, this is
brilliant.
this is our song. This is a good song. Yeah, something like that.
Wicked. It's been an absolute pleasure, Charity. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thank you.
Tell us where we can find you on socials, and I will put it on our website.
Yes. So up there, that's my Instagram. It's also
Mm-hmm.
on Facebook.
Yep.
Twitter is Cherry Tweets because I couldn't
Mm-hmm.
fit on.
Yep.
But I've also got a website, just charitystow.com, which has got everything on it, all my YouTube and SoundCloud and stuff. So that's where to find it all.
Cool. Wicked. All right. Well, enjoy the rest of your night, and
Yes,
yeah,
thank you so much for
hope to
having
see you at a gig very soon.
me.
Hopefully.
Thank you.
Nice one. You take care. That was lovely. Truly, truly lovely. Thanks so much to Charity Stow for being our guest tonight. We're going to be back on Sunday. We're going to do a live stream back on Instagram at 7:30. And I mentioned at the start, we're probably going to be streaming back on Instagram only for the foreseeable future, I think. There's just a couple of bugs with Facebook live streaming that I need to iron out. So I'm going to take some time to do that. In the meantime, we'll run the live streams on Instagram live only, and we'll start bringing in some pre-records that we're going to upload to both accounts. I'm also having a look into kind of, there's meant to be some means of multi-streaming to different platforms at once, so Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. I'm on the case. And in the meantime, I hope you're all keeping well and safe. And if you would like to be a guest on this very show, do please get in touch with us. You don't have to be a musician. We very much encourage conversations with photographers, podcasters, dancers, poets. We've interviewed some of these types of people before. Music's been the common denominator. And yeah, I want to have some more conversations like these, even after lockdown's passed and everyone's going down the pub. If I need to take my phone to the pub when it feels safe to, just to interview a friend, then I'll do that. But in the meantime, I hope you're all keeping well. I hope you all stay safe and you have a wonderful week. Take care, guys.